Alright, Grixis Control. This was pretty close to a list that I think did well at the, I believe it was the Legacy Championship at SCG Con. Just pretty stock, good Legacy cards. Got your 4 Forces, got your Brainstorm Ponder, so we're in that corner of the format. Got some Mind Sculptors, got a couple of Narset, Parter Avails, just like instant old format staple, good against all these cantrips. Got some Liliana Triumphs here as another new-ish card. Snapcaster Mage and Kolaghan's Command for some grindy value, and then Thoughtseize and him to Tourach as additional disruption. Bolt is a card that doubles as both a removal and a little bit of reach that also interacts with opposing planeswalkers, with Narset becoming more and more of a format staple. Having access to Bolt is more important than ever. Not only does this help you run down opposing Jace to Mind Sculptors, but it also takes this lady off the table after she down ticks once. I love the Singleton Gurmag Angler for a way to like actually close when you need to. Yeah, this is definitely the type of deck that like generates like some of the best gameplay in Legacy. The problem is that like, you know, every one of these two of these underground seas is a mortgage payment for me, so it's like ain't nobody want to do that. Maybe someday, probably not. Format's relatively affordable on Magic Online, all things considered. All things considered, this deck is cheaper on Mono than real life, which is a low bar. Easy mulligan here on the Hearthstone hand. This hand's fine. Perfect. Wants the second land. We got Force plus a blue card for a combo deck. We got a cantrip to get digging a little bit. We've got a Bolt in case they're interactive. Turn 1, Flooded Strand. Could be a variety of things. There are a number of Delver-style strategies in the format that just play blue fetches because all their lands are islands. Could also be something like Miracles. Notably, while these spells are good, I don't have double black, and I don't have a third land for this. This is definitely in any order shuffle here. Baleful Strix is a castable cantrip, which is nice. If we get to a third land, we can Snapcaster Ponder as well. If we get to a third land, we can cast Baleful Strix. Yay! Wasteland! The Legacy Experience! Yeah! Thanks for the half a year, Solera. I appreciate it. Welcome. When the deck is primarily green-white, I mean, if you look at the deck list, there's more black cards than white cards in the main deck. Does in fact appear that we are playing against a Delver deck. We're gonna grab a Badlands here since I drew another land already. Don't daze me, bro. Yep. I'm gonna let this happen. I'm gonna feel bad if this gets stifled or I get wastelanded, but I think I'd rather save the Force to try and push through the Baleful Strix. Hey, Lyra Wolf, thanks for the brand new Prime support. And there's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. It looks like a Delver deck, Luke, as implied by the Delver of Secrets in play. Wasteland also heavily implies they're not a Miracles deck. Yeah, but a lot of the white cards you aren't actually casting Geoff, and you're very rarely going to be boarding in all of the white cards, which again, why those mana-based articles aren't just you plug in these numbers without any thought and just like jam, right? Like you need to actually think about the context of what your deck is doing and when those cards are being played and when they're being included and why. Context is key in Magic. There aren't just hard and fast rules that you always do this or you never do that. Maybe I'm supposed to fight over that. 15 still. I probably need to be worried about price of progress. Forcing there leaves me not only vulnerable to Daze, but also Spell Pierce and Flusterstorm. Alright, let's get a little greedy and Brainstorm here. Alright, we hit the land at least. That's a good start. It's not the fetch land I wanted for Christmas, but it'll do in a pinch. So I put a stop on my opponent's upkeep here, because during their upkeep, I'm going to Liliana Triumph them. The reason to do it during their upkeep is because this way, if they have a Spell Pierce or a Flusterstorm, like I just mentioned, it'll force them to use the mana on this turn cycle as opposed to the previous one, which is nice. Hitting my third land means I have Snap Bolt available. Yeah, the fact that the Delver died is definitely very good for us. Do I want to ponder and gamble not being able to bolt this? I think I'd rather have the guaranteed 3 mana than gamble, especially knowing that my top card's a Brainstorm right now. I'd rather not risk it. Again, I'm going to do this during their upkeep because they had a mana available. This also means that they have counter spells to fight over this. The elemental tokens won't be able to attack this turn, which is ideal. It does allow them to do this, though, which is Brainstorm in response and have this fetch land available. So not all upside waiting till their turn this time through. You think I just let this happen? Maybe I'm supposed to force this just because... yeah, I'm going to go ahead and force this. They didn't fight over the last thing, and the reason why to force this is both Daze and Daze Force Spell Pierce all stop me from killing this Pyromancer. And they didn't save the Delver, so I think there's a good chance they don't have a way to protect, although they could have had protection and just been sandbagging it to protect this. Okay, sweet. All right, I think this leaves us in a pretty reasonable spot. This snap trades here. Oh, that's brutal. All right, so I need another Bolt here or a Fatal Push to take this out. I know my top card's a Brainstorm, so let's Ponder to start, I think. Perfect. I think I actually want to use the Brainstorm this turn to make my land drop. I can go like draw the Underground Sea, cast Brainstorm, draw the Bolt. I think is the plan. Hey, Curdy, thank you for the very generous tier 2 resub. Thanks for keeping me around. Be sure to take a peek at the deck queue and let me know what you'd like to see a little bit sooner. So I have a Bolt for this, and then I have a Snap Bolt for the next threat. So in a pretty good spot now. If I don't like accidentally die to a Price of Progress, I should be good to go. And I'm hoping that Wasteland implies they're not playing Price in the main. Usually you don't see those two cards together, but it's Legacy, so people can kind of do what they want. Hey, Ferg, thanks for the 10 months. Hope your Tuesday is finding you well. Yep. I mean, there's a Liliana's Triumph here. That's like technically a true name answer, right? Hey, D20 Bandit, thanks for the 14 months. Hope things are going all right for you. Sure. Morning Vortex. I would like you to know that I have convinced 8 others plus myself to play Smothering Storm at FNM this week. God bless. That's really unfortunate. This is such a miserable Magic card. Whenever people talk about wanting this card in Modern, I'm always just like, man, you must really hate actually playing Magic. Huh. I don't think I want to flash this in aggressively. I think I want to wait for a blue source so I can snap a Ponder, or any land so I can snap a Triumph. They agree. They're these people that just, like, have this romantic notion that the only thing Wasteland does is keep decks like Tron in check, when, like, the reality of the situation is that's not whatever happens. These are, it's funny, whenever people tout, like, I feel like I have to prefix this because people get their panties in a bunch. I should prefix this with, I like a lot of the gameplay Legacy has to offer, but when people talk about Legacy being a lower variance format because of all of these cantrips in it, cards like Wasteland and the obnoxious combo decks that exist in this format that Force of Will kind of keeps in check are completely undo any variance mitigation that you gain from these cantrips. Like, this format is not any higher or lower variance than something like Modern because of the types of cards like Wasteland that exist in the format. There are cards that add an incredible amount of variance. I think I'm cutting these Liliana Triumphs. I think I'm bringing in Hydroblast and Pyroblast as other ways of removal. Maybe I leave one in. I guess Deluge is probably fine. It cleans up Dr. PZ. Maybe I'd rather have that. Yeah, this is probably fine. Force of Will is, like, not amazing in this matchup, but they probably have, like, Price of Progress post-border, so I'd rather have a safety net against. And the funny thing, too, is, like, we got triple Wastelanded out of that game. Like, the mana base this deck is playing is arguably one of the most conservative in the format. Like, this deck has 21 lands, it's playing 8 cantrips, and it has, 21 lands, 8 cantrips, and it has, no colorless lands in the mana base. Yikes. Alright, hit the second land, God bless. Alright, so we're going to lead on Brainstorm here, because we can hit a red source plus a bolt. That is the downside to leading on Brainstorm before our land. Yay! Magic! Woo! Magic! This game is exciting. This game is wonderful. Very fun, highly interactive. It is actually, and this is such a good example of, like, highly interactive doesn't mean a good thing strictly. Cards like Wasteland take the variance that's baked into Magic and turn it up to a 12. They take games where a player has gotten a little bit unlucky and takes them and pushes them firmly out of the game. Sounds good, neighbor. Hey, Deathsea, thanks for the host. Hope you had a good stream. To people who are coming over from Deathsea's channel, he's probably playing actual video games, where we usually start my streams off in the morning with some spreadsheets here. So we're currently playing some Legacy. Slay the Spire. That one's coming out for Switch soon, right? Alright, if we find a red source and kill this, we're in an okay spot. No shuffles, and this will get a Badlands. You know what they say about people that play Badlands, chat? It's the same thing they say about people that play Scrublands. They're really plateauing their legacy career. Yay! Yay, legacy! Yay! Land destruction. At least my opponent has nothing else going on, I guess. At least my opponent has nothing. I've played 9 lands in this match, and I've been wastelanded 5 times. Five of the 9 lands I've cast this game have been wastelanded. It's exciting. Now, Blood Moon here actually gives us a little bit of valuable insight in that this likely means my opponent is not playing Price of Progress, which is good to know. Like, doesn't guarantee it, but usually Blood Moon and Price of Progress kind of occupy the same type of slot. What are you doing, Monster? You're playing hide and seek. I don't know if we can... We're not hiding in Dad's office, okay? So if you want to hide, you gotta hide somewhere else, okay?
No, hide out here.
Okay, yeah, out there. Close the door. I believe we have died. I believe we have died. This is another reason to leave all... Right, I was just about to say, this is a reason to leave all my forces in. He didn't close the door, chat. He didn't close the door. Does Wasteland count as missed land drops for relevancy? I mean, I don't know. It's a good philosophical question. Yeah. Yep. Might be a quick morning for Legacy if we have some more like that. Yeah. I'm gonna lock the door this time through. Probably the power play. Lock the door. I mean, Legacy is an incredibly fair format. It's just a format that also has, like, and it really displays the range of, you know, Magic the Gathering types of games. Legacy and Modern both have miserable games. They're just miserable for different reasons. I even added a land to this deck for you too. God bless, Pizza. I mean, like, that's just, it goes more to show, like, the types of games that you have to play through in Legacy more than anything, right? Like, Wasteland's a card that's fairly popular, and it's popular because it's a card that just steals wins against opponents who just aren't fortunate enough to get to play Magic. Ian's pretty good against a combo deck. Him to Tourach's good in a fair matchup too. I think I'm actually going to shuffle these. The Brainstorm's like not super good. I guess the Baleful Strix is good if they're a creature deck, and maybe I could keep the Ponder to shuffle the Swamp. Nah, I'm hemming next turn, right? Yeah, I'm going to shuffle these. Second Force is kind of medium. I guess I could pitch it to the first one, depending on what they're playing. I had a friend that wanted to play Legacy. We went to Cockatrice. I proceeded to equip a Jitty to a True Name, and they never spoke of Legacy again. That's great. Yep. Speaking of getting wastelanded. Yep. No, we played actual factual Tron and Legacy for a little while. God, that was like almost 2 years ago at this point. Alright, and suddenly my forces are bad, my him is bad. Oh, they don't have a loam. No loam is good for us. No loam is good. It's a good sign for the home team here. Haste players, thank you for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. We himmed a Punishing Fire away. Yikes. Alright, well, I mean, if they had a Grove, they would have played it already, right? Blast Zone. That's a sweet one. I would like to force your spell. I don't know about insane. It's probably pretty good, though. It gives them a nice way, a nice clean way in the main deck, extra way to kill True Name, which is nice. Opponent has no cards in their hand, so we'll see what comes rolling off the top here. Liliana, the Last Hope, notably insulates us against Dark Confidant, at least. Got wastelanded, but thankfully have plenty of mana this time around. Yeah, I'm gonna keep. I can keep the snap, and then with the fetch land here, I can fetch these 2 lands away, so we don't have to draw them, which is nice. I can snap Ponder next turn and get a little bit of a clock going. This Blast Zone's gonna start working up to 3. I ideally probably want to set myself up to draw a card with this Liliana ASAP. That's a touch unfortunate. So now... Alright, I'm definitely discarding the land. The question is, do I want to snap in to just attack this? I think I might. Yeah, I think I do. This might be a Dryad Arbor in wait. I'm going to wait to use this, because if this is a Dryad Arbor to block this, I want to tick her down. Hey, Gromsky, thank you for the 9-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I'm going to go ahead and roll her back blind, just because the Blast Zone's going to kill her here soon. So I think I'd like to try and get a hit. Like, my deck doesn't have a ton of creatures in it, but I think the blind chance there is worthwhile. I was met with sadness. Yeah, there's nothing super useful in here just yet. Some choice for snap, but that's about it. You got it? He's dead, Jim. Pretty good hit. Or one card off a draw on that last turn. I think I just snap Ponder here. I'm going to shuffle and cast the Gurmag Angler, but I get the best card off of these. Perfect. Baleful Strix sounds lovely. Gurmag Angler is one of our better cards in this matchup. Doesn't die to Punishing Fire, doesn't die to Abrupt Decay. Probably have Assassin's Trophy in their 75, but that's fine. Takes forever to die to Blast Zone. Did sub prices go up? Are you subscribed? Did you subscribe on mobile? It's the only thing I can think of. In general, sub prices did not go up, I'm pretty sure. Let me pull up a random other person's channel and double check. Nope. $4.99 still. If you subscribed initially on mobile, there's a surcharge on mobile. I am mobile subscribed. Yeah, you should cancel your mobile sub and then once it runs out, renew it on the desktop. And if you don't have a desktop computer, you can load my Twitch page in the desktop site in your mobile browser. Because any money that goes through the App Store takes a cut of. So like a sub on Android, for instance, I'm pretty sure is $5.99. Because Twitch doesn't want to lose their cut. Same thing with bits. Never buy bits through the mobile app because you pay a huge premium. This is loose sequencing. If they have a bolt here, they could have bolted my Jace in response. Morning, Rion. I assume we're going to see them take the Blast Zone to 4 now. Yep. I assume we'll see them blow this up proactively here. I want to clear Jace out. Hitting our Gurmag Angler early was really good. Just like having closing power here is really important. Yeah, this is Legacy. These types of decks tend to be good in Legacy. He's dead, Jim. You've killed him. They have 2 cards in their hand. Do I want to snap Thoughtseize them? I feel like I almost might. I always just like Narset and Impulse. The opponent's playing 4-color Loam with Punishing Fire. I could also, like, they likely don't have a sweeper in their main deck, and if they did, it'd be like Toxic Deluge and can't kill the Gurmag Angler anymore. Anyways, I could snap Ponder here and, like, try and find a land to stick the Baleful Strix. That's probably the line. Just, like, get more threats into play as we're ready to wrap things up here. Yeah, deploying Snap plus Baleful Strix this turn means if my opponent finds a Maze of Ith, they're still dead on board, which is nice. Well, okay, so these cards don't... These cards don't make a land drop, but they're, like, really good. So we're gonna go ahead and keep them. So it doesn't put lethal into play through a Maze of Ith like I was hoping. I guess the Kolaghan's command is technically lethal through a Maze of Ith, so it's still fine. And like getting to shatter one of these Mox Diamonds is potentially very reasonable should my opponent like maneuver a way out of this. You have a Knight of the Reliquary, sure. It's an 8/8. It's a big mama. Big mama jamma. Bigger than my Gurmag Angler. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Kill you? Alright. Alright. We did it. We did it. We did it. Hooray. Do 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 do. Morning eggs. Alright, so Blood Moon's great. Surgical Extraction's great. Angrath Rampage kills Chalice of the Void, which is nice. Triumph's fine. Him is like kind of mediocre because the opponent tends to have a lot of cards they want to discard. The opponent's deck often plays Dark Confidant, but I don't think that makes Liliana the Last Hope good enough. I guess Nihil Spellbomb is technically Graveyard Hate and cleans out Alone, which is nice. Edict seems fine. I think I want my bolts. Fatal Push kills. Fatal Push kills Light of the Reliquary. Hey, Logan. Thanks for the 6 months. I appreciate it. Welcome back. I wonder if I'm supposed to trim some 1-mana stuff just because they're a Chalice deck. I could see that being a fine piece of logic. Maybe Thoughtseize. Just have more cards that play to the board. I think I'd rather have Force than Thoughtseize, especially on the draw. I think this is a Bitterblossom matchup. It could be. I wouldn't be surprised if someone who had more experience here told me this is supposed to be a Bitterblossom matchup. For now, I'm going to leave it in the sideboard, though. Liliana's Triumph has felt good in Green-Black in Modern. Why is that? The last time I played Green-Black Rock, I felt like I didn't even want for Liliana the Veil, so I can't really fathom, like, wanting a 2-mana Edict more than, like, Assassin's Trophy or Abrupt Decay. Like, what matchups is that card really good where it's better than Trophy or Abrupt Decay? Outside of, like, Bogles. Yeah, like, Triumph's good in this format because people are playing Diabolic Edict anyways, but, like, that's not true in Modern. Like, Edict effects just don't see play there because they're not particularly good to get a lot of the matchups. Like, a lot of people have miscellaneous extra creatures, or you'd rather just have point removal because there isn't a true name. Card Breaker, thanks for the 10 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I'm going to lead on Badlands Nihil Spellbomb, just in case they're on a Wasteland opener. I'd rather lose my black source than my blue source. This does mean if they don't Wasteland me, I can't double blue spell next turn, which is less appealing. Yeah, but like, again, the big question is like, how often in Modern is Liliana's Triumph better than Trophy or Decay? I'm gonna force this because it's gonna 2-for-1 me otherwise. Because I can't Edict them through the Striate Arbor. And I am gonna go ahead and Edict the Striate Arbor here. It's interesting that they chose to fetch that aggressively. The Dryad Arbor insulates them from the Edict anyways, so I might as well just, like, get it while the getting is good and pop it off now. To put his choice of Pakula in the queue. What does Pakula mean? I'm not sure I'm familiar with that term being used when referring to a specific deck. Nihil Spellbomb here, meaning that Loam's not particularly good for the opponent, which is nice for us. Got plenty of lands here, hitting that good side of Variance. Yeah, we are going to draw the crap out of that Blood Moon. Nope. We're going to play this Bloodstained Mire. This will fetch Swamp. This will fetch Island. We'll cast Blood Moon. Oh, Dead Guy Ale. Yeah, dead. Oh, Dead Guy Ale. Oh, Dead Guy Ale. There's gonna be, my current office is not soundproof, so there's gonna be small bits of background noise this week. My wife is taking a staycation at home with one of her friends, and her friend has 2 children as well, so they're playing in the background on a different floor, but still gonna hear some occasional bumps. I think I'm just Blood Mooning. Let's just take them off of colors. It means I can't snap Ponder anymore, but hopefully cuts them off of casting most of their spells. That's unfortunate for us. They have the Mox Diamond here. Hopefully it's just like a Knight so we can snap Liliana them. Knight of Autumn. Well, that is not the Knight I was hoping for. But gosh, is it good against us. Yep. Alright. Yikes. Jace, the Wallet Sculptor. Alright, so do I snap Ponder, or do I just jam the Jace and Brainstorm? They can't kill the Jace with the Knight of Autumn. The problem is, if there's a Punishing Fire on top of their deck, they can attack the Jace plus Punishing Fire him to death. I think I'm just gonna snap Ponder. And then we can play Jace next turn with a blocker. Command. Yeah, that sounds good. I don't think I'm really in the market for this force. We go ahead and draw this. I'm not even sure I want the Baleful Strix. This might be a cycle the Nihil Spellbomb moment. Might like fetch UC here and clear their yard and draw. Opponent drew 2 extra cards. Yep. Sure. I'm going to go ahead and cycle this Nihil Spellbomb because I definitely have a bunch of bolts in my deck right now. This interface. I'd like to pick up you. I'd like to kill you. We're still at 14 here. 12, 11 basically. They're at 6. So their Sylvan Library is mostly gone through Tuition Land. Still going to give them a little bit of extra looks in conjunction with fetch lands, but they're not going to be able to draw additional cards with it really anymore. I have 1 more at most. They probably don't want to go that low against the deck with K commands and bolts. With these in our hand, a bolt drawn is lethal, which is nice. There's the old bolt snap bolt you. I have all 3 bolts in my deck, right? Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what the blue and green ley lines do. I like that they're mixing. They're making some new ones and brought back old ones. Chalice for 0. Was that a misclick or was that intentional? Mushy Sasquatch, thanks for the 7 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Maybe they're playing it around Angrath Rampage. Oh, that's a lot of stuff. What am I doing? What am I doing? I think I'm putting the Snapcaster Mages back. Nah, that's not true. That can't be true. I kind of want to put back Strix Jace and like crack this and cast this. I'm kind of just looking for a bolt, right? Yeah, there's three bolts in my deck. I think I like that. I think I like this as a safety net here. Like they're gonna get to attack Narset, but then Kolaghan's command plus Snapcaster Mage here is gonna grind plenty fine here over the next few turns. Yeah, they put Chalice on 0, which I think was a misclick. It could have also just been insulating against Angrath Rampage, though. They have Chalice on 0 versus a Force. Yep. Yes, they do. I've actually never played a standard format with ley lines in it. I didn't start playing Magic competitively until New Phyrexia. And ley lines haven't been printed in a long time. That's a good one. So long Volk, I assume. Yep. So you think I'm snapping Brainstorm here, huh? Yikes. All right. We are short on red mana here, though. Okay. Yep. Yeah, it depends. They could wasteland us this turn, right? We've looked at a lot of cards without finding Bolt. Okay. Xenagos. If I draw step it Pike, they can Punishing Fire me in response. They have a Xenagos and a Garruk Relentless here. They boarded out a Chalice. Weird. I don't think I really have an incentive to Blood Moon them here. I'm gonna draw step, I'm gonna draw step, K command, shock discard. I'm gonna let this trigger resolve so they keep their good card. Like, if they find, like, a Xenagos or Garruk here, they're keeping it. Decking Blast Zone to 4 preemptively is smart. I'm gonna let them resolve their library again, and then I'm gonna snap, K command, pick my Snapcaster back up, make them discard. The spoilers command is just eternally useful. Applies from now until forever from now. Jace is much better in Legacy than Modern. Not only do you have actual force to protect Jace in Legacy, but Legacy's a less creature-based format than in Modern, so he's less likely to be attacked down the turn you play him. Yeah, the matches of Legacy that you actually get to play, where you don't just get 50% of your lands wastelanded, tend to have a lot of good back and forth. The problem is matchups like these, where I'm probably going to get 50% of my lands wastelanded. And another good chunk of my spells, Dazed and Spell Pierced. Preordain, yep. Legacy as a format tends to be a lot more fair and interactive than Modern, but it also has cards like Wasteland in it that make games incredibly high variance because they take the kind of resource variance that's baked into Magic and they make it more apparent, basically. They take a game where you have just enough lands and make it so you don't have enough. Narset's a good rip here. It's possible that against blue-red, I might want to Narset and just not down-tick it. Because their deck's certainly full of, like, Lightning Bolts and probably Chain Lightnings. Gotta force that one. Maybe I'm supposed to pitch the Baleful Strix there, actually. I think I'm probably supposed to pitch the Baleful Strix. And we're going to see here why Force of Negation... Oh, just stays. Nope. I cannot believe they reprinted Protection. That is like... It is so bad. Like, it is such a rancid, miserable mechanic. I was floored when I woke up this morning and scrolled through the spoilers from yesterday that they decided to reprint Protection as a mechanic. I was so pleased with these hexproof knights. I really hope... No, yeah, Protection in Standard. It's not a good mechanic. Things that make it so you can't interact are not ideal. Hexproof from a color was such an elegant way to have a similar mechanic that isn't as miserable to interact with, or not as unable to interact with. All right, don't daze or force me. Maybe we got a shot here. So I don't think I'm going to be able to race a True Name out of the deck full of burn spells, but I do have 2 Liliana's Triumphs in my deck. I get 4 looks at one of them next turn with potential redraws. I don't know. If we're opening the protection jar, hopefully they give us something cheap that has protection from red. Glass half full. If we're gonna open the protection jar, give me something cheap with protection from red, please. Yep. Triumph? Ay, 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 ay. Do 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 do. He's got 2 thumbs and is dead to a burn spell. This guy right here. I can't even keep the Jace to force a burn spell because force costs a life. So just dead to a burner, Snapcaster Mage. Orinel, thank you for the 9-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Look at how fun protection is being right now. Yep. Yep. It's actually really funny. Actually, no, it's not funny. It's sad. For a long time, when I first started playing competitive Magic, Legacy was one of my favorite formats, and this is the card that ultimately pushed me into Modern, playing more Modern and less Legacy. It's just such a miserable experience playing against True Name Nemesis. I want to get rid of these discard spells again. Get these blasts in my deck. Probably trim some forces. At least one. I'm trimming Narset. They have a lot of cantrips, but they also have a lot of burn spells for her. I want to leave in some forces just because True Name is such a powerful card. Or like if they have something like Price of Progress, I want a way to just like have a firm no button. Hey, Sansdales. Thank you for the 8 months. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday. Good morning. I just can't keep this hand in good conscience. Their deck probably has Wasteland in it. Yeah, that's fine. I'm really on Badlands here, so I can Fatal Push something on one without having to shuffle my deck. And if they want to Wasteland me on one, my hand has plenty of land, so I'm okay with that. Morning, Iggy. Mono red sneak attack. That deck was so good against Miracles. You doubt it'll be standard playable. The last time Planar Cleansing was standard legal, it was playable. It's your first time playing Narset and Legacy. The format has really changed. It's not my first time playing, and can you elaborate on how it's changed? Like, Leovold's been a card for a while, and I get that, like, it's a card that's easier to cast, but, like, since, I think it's my second or third time playing since Narset was printed, and it seems like it's mostly the same. The sky is tumbling down. It's tumbling down around us. I think I'm actually okay just redrawing these lands here. I guess I'm not okay redrawing these lands if they play a True Name here, but anything outside of True Name, we're in a really good spot. I guess, if I get Blood Moon next turn, I don't currently have a Swamp. If they True Name me, I can snap Brainstorm and hopefully dig to an answer. Yeah, we're totally about to get True Named. Or Blood Mooned. Nope, not Blood Moon. God bless. Yeah. Yay, Legacy! I have 2 extra answers post-board. TNN is True Name Nemesis. It has protection from me. I can't target it with removal spells. And I can't block it. Sweet. Requires me to kill my entire board, but at least all these cards drew a card, I suppose. Got that going for us. Crying is not a targeted effect, so you can do that. God bless. No, protection. So, and this is one of the reasons why protection is so confusing. So, protection prevents damage-based sweepers from dealing damage, but it doesn't stop things like Toxic Deluge or Destroy. Bury is no longer a keyword in Magic. Bury simply means destroy can't be regenerated. So saying it doesn't dodge destroy covers bury in this year 2019. This is the part where they cast Force of Will, and then I die. I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't expecting that to work. So I could play this Gurmag Angler, but it requires me to either delve my entire graveyard, including the fetch land, or play into Daze. So I think I'd rather not play into Daze. I elected not to attack first, for those wondering, because should my opponent have a counterspell there, I would much prefer to have my things back on defense. I hope they bring back banding. You're a monster. So again, I'm going to elect to play around Daze this game, so I'm going to untap here as opposed to bolting this at the end step. I politely asked Zach to bring it back, and he said no. That darn Elsic not agreed to bring back banding his first day on the job. What a monster. Down to 9. If I draw a land next turn, I'm going to K-Command, shock the Delver, pick up the Strix. If I don't draw a land, I'm going to shock the Delver, read by Snapcaster Mage probably, because again, I'd prefer not to play into a Daze. Is Big Fish a beatable card in Legacy? It's pretty good. Now, we could just get burned out this game. Like, I'm at 9. My opponent could untap and kill us here. They have 4 cards in their hand. I think I'm supposed to play around Pyroblast here. Of course, this exposes me to just getting double bolted next turn, which is not ideal. Maybe I'm not supposed to play around Pyroblast. They're supposed to Bolt Snap Bolt them. I asked this in the subs Discord, but I'm sure there's people in here now that aren't in there. Does anybody know, did they post the metagame breakdown for the Mythic Championship this weekend? It was supposed to be posted and they never did. This is really unfortunate here. If I had another red source, we could kill them. Because I could Chain Lightning this back at them and then Snap Bolt them. Yep. I think I'm gonna be done with this one. So this really didn't generate particularly fun games of Magic. Wow, that is a lot less mono red than I was expecting. This is a lot less mono red than I was expecting. Is Magic.gg different than MTGesports.com? Are these different sites? Nope, they look almost like the same site. Why isn't one forward to the other? Why are they different URLs? Are they updating two different domains? Looks like the same website. WotC supports local game stores. WotC supports local game stores. Jund Warriors, that's sweet. Yeah, alright, sorry, as far as this goes, I don't know. The two blue-red Delver matchups did not feel particularly close. I feel like I just kind of got dumpstered by a burn deck twice. Like, I felt like overall I didn't really have enough answers to True Name, but that could have just been a little bit of bad beats. It's also like hard to have a good balance of like not dying to Wasteland. Yeah, I think I agree with that, Bob. I think having a blue deck ourselves and not playing True Name feels kind of dumb. This deck, as far as like fair decks have been concerned, like I know this isn't exactly punishing thieves, but like it plays a lot of similar cards to it, and like all of these Grixis style kind of control shells have felt much worse than just registering just Skyblade. I think not just. I think I'd rather just be proactive, and like this card just steals so many games of Magic. I feel like this deck and decks like it, they just have to work way too hard for the games of Magic that they're winning. Yeah, or the blue-red deck is probably one of the better decks in the format. It's probably not a bad choice. All right, I'm gonna run to the restroom really quick, and when I get back, we're gonna play a weird take.